Good evening. This is the August 7th, 2013 meeting of the Finance Committee at 7 o'clock, starting right on time. Our agenda this evening, call to order. We've got transfers, review and vote on things. We've got a couple of minutes to acknowledge and then adjourn. So a quick agenda tonight and not a lot of transfers. So let's, hi Ann. Let's get right to the transfers then. The first one I have, this was dated 6/30. This is fiscal 13 transfer. Actually, yeah, these are all fiscal 13? Okay. This is from the town manager, and we're making two transfers into the advertising department. I'll accept a motion to accept these two transfers as one.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. We got full involvement tonight. That's great. The first is from the town audit account. We're actually draining the balance of $500 in that. The second, we're drawing down from the printing account, $389.13. Both are going to advertising, a total of $889.13. The transfer is to cover June 2013 invoices. Any questions or comments on this? Do we have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our second transfer, this is from the reserve fund to the salary reserve fund. I'll have Ed give us a quick explanation of this. I believe there's an additional transfer as part of this. We're transferring, the present balance in the reserve fund are at 6/30 was $32,957. We're transferring $1,754.79, once again, to the salary reserve fund. Amount required for requested transfer of deficit in the assistant assessor / data collector salary account. Ed?
Which is the following transfer, Mr. Chairman. We're just moving money out of the reserve account into the salary reserve account to provide some funds for a new hire that we had roughly a year ago when we lost our data collector to the town of Acton. We brought in a new employee. The rate of pay on bringing that individual in was slightly higher. That individual had been out on leave for a period of time due to a medical situation, so we thought maybe we would have enough to cover that, but the individual did come back before the end of the fiscal year.
So it came up just short by just $1,750. Okay, any questions or comments on this?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. And as a follow-up to that, we have a transfer. This is under assessor. This is with the salary reserve account, correct? On this?
This amount is the same amount that you just transferred from reserve to salary reserve. This is a transfer required for that
Okay,
transfer.
so I'm looking at, is this the reserve account or the salary reserve account?
It's coming out of the salary reserve account.
Okay, all right. And this will be for the assistant assessor data collector, $1,754.79.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our next transfer, this is also a reserve account transfer. This is from the legal department for general counsel. Amount requested is $2,898.34. There's no balance on that account. And this is payment of the June 2013 invoice. Any questions or comments on this?
Mr. Chairman,
Jim?
I'm just looking at the sheet that you just gave us tonight. General counsel shows a negative 7,500. So
The next transfer is going to address that difference.
moving from special litigation. Okay. Thanks.
Good question. Any other questions?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our next transfer is also under legal. This is an intradepartmental transfer, and we're moving money from special litigation. We're actually going to be moving it to two different end places. First is to the negotiator account. So we're transferring $3,067.95 to the negotiator account. Special litigation has a balance of $7,727.94. Do we have any questions on that transfer?
Question.
Yeah.
What are the totals of the June bills? These three, and I'm not sure what was in the account in the first place.
Just take a look. Oh, well, this report reflects the payment of that. So I'd have to get that information for you, but it wasn't much more than what you're seeing here.
Okay.
I think it was like $3,000 left in general counsel, and there may have been a small balance left in negotiator.
Okay, thank you.
We knew we were gonna have to bring a transfer in. What that value was, we didn't know the last time we met, because we hadn't received that invoice yet.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? A motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. The second transfer is also from special litigation. This will close the balance of that account. We're moving $4,659.99 to general counsel. The transfer is also to cover June 2013 invoices. Ed, will that fully cover
Yes.
our needs? Okay. Any other questions? Have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our next transfer, this is under general services. First transfer is from the water sewer heating account. Present balance, just over $8,500. We're transferring $1,507.60 to streetlights to cover the June 2013 invoices. Any questions or comments?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Second transfer, also from the water sewer heating account. That's been drawn down to a present balance of just over $7,000. Amount requested, $1,753.22 for postage to cover June 2013 invoices. Questions?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our next transfer, this is within the fire department. We're transferring from fire suppression, which has a balance of just over $5,400. We're transferring $4,708.48 to motor vehicle repair. This, I believe, is the last repair bill to Tower 1. I had a phone conversation with the chief who couldn't make it tonight. So this will finalize taking care of those issues that we had previously discussed, actually going back to May on this. It's back in service now, right?
Right.
Fully back in? Okay. Any questions for Ed on this?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. And just a note on that, the chief had give us a heads up that in the next couple of years, we've got to start making some hard decisions on replacing or significant repair to that. And those repairs are going to be well into the six figures. So that's something that we're going to have to kind of put a placeholder on in terms of future needs. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck building a bunch of ranch houses in town. So let's keep that in mind. Our next transfer is from the Inspectional Services Department. We're making a transfer from the salary assistant, present balance $2,842, to the clerical/shared account. The amount of the transfer is $968 even to cover a payroll obligation for coverage due to employee extended leave. Questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you. Our next transfer is under stormwater. We're transferring from two accounts to the wages full-time. I'll accept a motion to take these two as one.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The first is from the overtime account. We'll be draining that balance, which is $303.84. Once again, this is going to the wages full-time account. The second transfer is for sediment disposal, has a $1,400 balance. We'll be transferring $619.72. And the two transfers to wages full-time, this is approximately $924 to cover differential pay as per contract. Was this a recalculation, or was there a,
No, under the
Statement
contract,
is-
well, this individual is a standalone because he works under stormwater, but he is part of the DPW contract, so he's allowed to work in other classifications other than his primary role. In addition, he may be filling in under facility management as well, which requires a differential. Unlike the other employees under DPW, they're charged through their wages full-time account under DPW. But because he's isolated under stormwater, this requires its own separate transfer.
okay, so this is something that could happen every year, just given where he's placed in the org chart. Okay. Any other questions? Have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. The next transfer is under highway. There's two transfers, both going to the overtime account. I'll accept a motion to take these two as one.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. These are going to the overtime account, which will be to cover final payroll for fiscal year 2013. The first transfer is from the equipment rental account. We're draining the present balance of $306.55 to overtime. And motor vehicle repair inside, we're transferring $148.48 from the balance of $436. Once again, both going to overtime. Total transfer approximately $455. Any questions?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you. And our last transfer, this is under employee benefits. We're transferring from the unemployment account, present balance of just over $54,000. We're transferring $15,242.46 to the Medicare account. Reason for the transfer is to cover June payroll, 1.45% match. Ed, can you explain this?
Yeah, this is a one-time because of the way we're now treating the teachers' summer payroll. They are now taking it, the payment distribution is now not recognized. We had to take a one-year hit on that because now they're getting paid over the entire summer instead of lump sum. So last year, we had to take the lump sum as one time, and it's about that amount of money, about $15,000.
We'll see this every year?
No, we should be okay going into FY14.
Okay. All right. Any questions or comments on that? Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. That completes our transfers for this evening. Thank you very much. We had received, I think through email, minutes for the June 27, 2012 and July 11, 2012. Any questions, comments, corrections on that? Okay, that's great. That's our agenda for this evening. And I think, once again, when we meet again, I'm not too sure when we'll need to meet. We've already discussed, I think briefly, we'd like to talk a little bit about the final Bay Path budget that's come through to us. I believe state numbers are now final, so I'd assume you'd be able to talk to them a little bit so we can start getting things lined up for a fall town meeting.
I think there may be a move afoot to have an earlier fall town meeting this year. I mean, we're prepared to go now that the state numbers are in. The assessors' values are being reviewed right now. Certification should follow shortly. So there's no reason to wait. So we may be looking at late October, early November. That being said, the warrant would have to be open probably middle to late September. So we should have some discussions at that point or just prior to.
Okay, and once again, we're kind of subject to sticking with a set agenda, so if there's any new items, like we just got this Bay Path thing, if there's any new items that come up that anyone wants to discuss, excuse me, they need to get them to Sharon before we set the agenda for whenever that meeting is. Any pressure to have a meeting anytime in the next 3 months?
Nothing that we're aware of right now, so we'll monitor that. If something does come up that requires the Finance Committee to get together, we'll pass it along to you, but we're probably looking at mid-September.
Good. Well, that's good. That's a good sign. Means we're not running any fire drills. Glad to hear that. Okay, if there isn't anything else, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Good evening.